It's time to upgrade your inventory for the summer! Welcome to Grand Theft event on dotaboom.gg with new cases full of summer skins. And it's not just about Dota 2 skins, but also about Counter-Strike skins on their CS2 site, so go ahead and grab them all. Open a multicast case and get the chance to grab 4 skins at once. Or check out a multi-fix case and you're guaranteed to get 2 skins in one go. Thanks to the reputable Provably Fair system, you can be sure that the result will be 100% fair. And by the way, at the end of the event, the best 20 players will share all these exclusive sets and Arcana items, so pause the video right away, use this promo code, and get a 5% deposit bonus. Moreover, the first 100 new users who register via the link in the description will get 50 cents that will be added to their balance. So click the link in the description, activate the promo code, claim your bonuses, and then come back and continue watching the video. And by the way, this promo code can also be used on the site with Counter-Strike skins, csland.gg. Be sure to check it out.
Hey, what is up guys? It's your boy Speed here. It's Puck on 9 day. It's Puck on 9 day. This is a Puck on 9. You know what that means? It means Puck was the second pick of the game. Puck has not been a second pick of the game hero in, I would say, Dota's entire history until recently. We're going to be talking about Puck, why this hero has blasted up in popularity. I mean, to some insane extent. I mean, literally every draft I just have to hear my team talking about, should we ban Puck? Is this a good Puck game? Puck, Puck, Puck. It's just like this. I mean, every team thinks this way. It's not me leaking strats. Everyone understands this about Puck. So if you're looking for the hero to 1v9 your games, your pubs, from the mid lane, it probably is Puck if you know what you're doing. So let's hop into it. Now, I will admit, I think OG probably could respond a little bit better. It's not that their heroes are terrible, but you know, something like Ringmaster I do think is quite bad against Puck. Furion, I mean, whatever, it's just a Furion. I mean, it's not that this hero is bad or something. The Batrider is not a response to Puck, but that was the first pick, so you know, you have to excuse them. But I don't know, the Ring is a little weird. Perhaps they just didn't want to over-respond to the Puck. The DK is a classic Puck response. However, this is what I love about Winwin's draft. You have 2 responses to the DK stun. You have Pugna to Crep, and you have Tusk. You also are going to have Auras on Undying. So I love the way they kind of just balance out this Puck. You have 2 saving supports. Love Puck Tusk. I've said this a million times in my videos over the course of this channel's history. This combo is great. Puck is great with tag team. This hero tends to have quite a bit of attack speed with treads. Witchblade, you have a save for the Puck. You have initiation for the Puck. You have a frontliner now. You have 2 saves. Right, this save on Pugna is going to be great this game against NP and DK cores. So, yeah, just really good draft around the Puck. Now, to be fair, in your pubs, you're not going to necessarily, I mean, you can't ask for your teammates to pick heroes, generally. Darkseer. I mean, Darkseer is actually not that bad against Puck because you buy Pipe, which is actually pretty important. And they go for a Sven. So, yeah, this draft is pretty nice. A lot of frontline, 2 saves. It's a very, very nice draft for Puck. And honestly, into these heroes, I'd be happy to play Puck. 1 DK stun is really your main threat on the map, frankly, and it's not going to be enough. Not with 2 saves. No, it won't consistently kill you, is what I mean to say. Obviously, you can still lose. Now, what is so good about this hero? Let's talk about that. Honestly, the big thing is Curveball, which is crazy. When they first added this to the game, I'm like, is this really good? Like, Curveball over the other facet where you, like, pull people into you? Well, after a couple nerfs to the other facet and basically the exploration of this facet, people realized it's very good. Now, what does it do? Illusory Orb can now be vector targeted to manipulate the orb's travel path. So basically you can like curve it. It's Curveball. The orb moves faster, which is really important. It lasts longer, also really important, and deals an additional 5% of its damage every 0.5 seconds it's in the area of effect. You can imagine why this is good. It's just like faster orb. Also, it does a bit more damage, which means you kill the range creep in 1 Q. Super important, and you'll see that. You'll absolutely see that. Come into effect. So this hero, it's a better laner because of Curveball, right? A big issue with Puck, historically, like literally in a lot of matchups, what you would do is you would say, oh, Puck orb on cooldown, go on this guy. Nowadays, Puck can secure creeps by throwing the orb at the creep and then have it curve back so he can jaunt out if needed. Like, the amount of value of this Curveball is ridiculous. On top of that, if you want to throw it straight, as you'll even see there, you can throw it like that. If you want to throw it straight, you can just straight up throw it faster. Like the straight illusory orb with Curveball is just faster. A big problem with this ability is that it's kind of easy to dodge. Against Curveball Puck, it's really hard to dodge. Now, okay, he's in one of his worst laning matchups in Dota. DK is historically very bad for Puck. He completely ignores your damage. He has higher damage than you. Breathe Fire is very annoying. It's very hard to last it. He has a direct stun. It's definitely not favorable for Puck. However, it is definitely playable, as we'll see him auto-attack down the range creep. get it with the curveball. Again, you can see him always curving it back out in case you want to reset, as he actually decides to do there. And that's the gist, right? Nothing crazy. It basically allows you to hit the range creep without, being punished for your orb. And it matters a lot if you get ganked, right? If you throw your orb and you see the +4 coming, you can just jaunt to it. Stuff like that. Even there, the orb goes way faster. It gets double water rune. Super chilling. So in terms of skill build, it's very important that you go QE. So the E is very important because of the shard. Whenever Puck disjoints an attack, it restores a percentage of your max mana and max health. Dodging a projectile, a spell, restores even more. So if you're, dodging some nuke, then you get even more. But basically what you can do, and he'll probably do it, he'll do it at some point, but you can intentionally tank the tower and dodge it with your E and heal. And it's just like, I don't know, stuff like that is just so goofy. And you might even see him do it here. So he actually has the option. He could walk under the tower, pull aggro of the tower hit when this orb is in the air, and then jaunt to the orb to heal. Again, so weird that that's just in the game. But yeah, it is just an option. So in terms of item builds, of course, bottle. After that, he bought a null. You want to spam out your Q as he's doing fine in this lane. You can see he's losing on CS. This is pretty normal. But the reality of Puck is, as long as you don't get destroyed, it's not the end of the world. And usually you don't even get destroyed. This hero, frankly, is just not that bad of a laner. It really used to be quite a bit worse. But okay, gets another bottle charge, continuing to spam his Q. Picks up a wand next. Would like to see him maybe consider raindrops. Oh, there's the E usage. So you'll see when his creep wave is dying here, he walks, this is intentional, into the tower range, out, clicks his E, and you heal for quite a lot. So bizarre. Now, honestly, guys, if you want to be a good Puck, don't rotate that much. The only rotations you should make are specifically responses to dives. For instance, we'll see here. I mean, this even looks like extremely sus. He cancels it. Yeah, don't blame him. So yeah, don't rotate that much. This is a scaling hero. The reality of Puck is that it doesn't want to make a lot of moves, as he, again, intentionally aggroes the tower, uses E and heal up his mana pool a bit. But yeah, you don't want to rotate a lot. You really want to just get your levels. This hero at 8, 9, 10, when it really gets points in his W, begins to truly have threat on heroes, especially on Witchblade. Your level 10, 11 timing plus Witchblade is typically when you can start to get a lot of kills. Now, he's going to make a smoke with his Tusk here, trying to open up the map, trying to get the map going. As, they get a bounty. They're going to look to make a move onto the NP, and they will likely find him here. Nice gang. So pretty clean. And I wouldn't make moves like outside of that type of thing. Or if I get like a power rune, if you get an arcane rune, haste rune, stuff like that. As, coil into the undying hit. Looks like it could be enough. Good save from the ring. But he'll probably get him anyway. Wow, that was super well done for them. The coil, the setup for the undying damage. Looks like they might get punished though. Not too hard. Okay, wasn't bad. So for your next item, you're going to buy Witchblade. People used to buy Blink first, but that build's cringe. You don't do any damage, so you just basically buy a Witchblade, and this item is so good on Puck. You get to buy a Robe of the Magi, which is a great early game item. You get attack speed, which is of course nice. You get armor, which is quite convenient. This hero's armor is honestly terrible, and it often dies to burst physical damage. Heroes like Sven, stuff like that. Even DK can be annoying for that reason. And so the Witchblade actually just really makes up for some of Puck's weaknesses. So yeah, great. But yeah, basically you click your Q, you max your W, 1 point in the E, and you continue to push out the mid wave. Like, really, guys, try not to over-rotate. Yes, if a big fight happens, show up. If you have a power rune, you can now really consider to show up. If you don't have a power rune, and you're not getting smoked, probably don't show up. Like, you should probably... just giving the arcane rune? Yeesh. Arcane rune Puck is something else. Especially on Witchblade, it is something else. But yeah, at this point, a big advantage to this hero is it's super good at defending mid-wave. As we see there, right? You can just kind of throw out an orb. He'll throw out, of course, another orb. Stall up this tower. It's a DK. They'll lose the tower eventually with the Helmdom Darks here. Okay. Maybe underestimating the Blink DK a little bit there. He was baiting, clearly. He was just baiting. So another thing you can do that he doesn't really do a lot here is you can use Curveball to like hit these camps. I mean, you could also just like throw it in a straight line. But yeah, basically you can hit these camps. Oh, he actually tried to do it there. Okay. Yeah, you can see you can like hook it around from the side like that to hit both of the camps. And it's really, really efficient. Super efficient. It's another reason why this hero is broken. On both sides of the mid lane, you have access to this like double camp setup. And Curveball just farms it really, and Waning Rift, very, very efficiently. Now, you want to prioritize mid creeps. You should never really jungle early unless there's stacks until you have like big points in your Q and even points in your W. But yeah, 2 orbs tends to kill off both of the camps with a couple of auto attacks. And yeah, he's continuing to scale. That's, again, the reality of Puck. Has he fought a little bit? He got smoked once, considered TPing once, but it's pretty boring. This hero really wants to hit its mid-game timing. As we'll progress here, by the way, he took illusory orb damage. This is very common. I believe it is, again, on the concept of one-shotting the range creep, which is a big deal. And with Curveball, it just makes a big difference. You'll see it here. Yeah, so one-shots the range creep. And you might be like, why is that important? Well, it just stops you from having to overextend. And you'd be surprised how often that matters, right? It's very hard to kill Puck as is. So if he never has to compromise his positioning for even just a range creep, right, it really does make a big, big difference. Okay, after that, queuing up a blink, skill build, pointing his W. I actually thought sometimes people leave the W at 3, but whatever, he's not doing that. Gonna push out the wave. Again, continue the farm. This hero's Giga timing is blink. Your hero obviously changes a lot. You just become very, very mobile. But yeah, shoving out the wave. Actually getting poked a little bit by DK here. Orb to try to help the Undying. This looks pretty bad. I don't know if there's much he can do to help here, but yeah, the orb usage is super cool. You see this? It actually lets the hero fight pre-blink way better than it used to. Because previously, pre-blink, if you went in on this guy and like orbed forward, you would die. Like, that is just how the hero worked. But if you get good at this orb, you can like poke just like that. It allows you to really just use the Witchblade. Another reason why this Witchblade rush is so much better. Oh, actually, okay, good to crap. Pugna might die for it. But yeah, it really allows you to just use the Tread's Witchblade because you can always send these orbs at people and then away. And you can see that's his priority. Orb, at, and away. And he can continue to get damage. As okay, they're just getting poked out. And yeah, this can be a problem. You know, I mentioned earlier, guys, that pipe is like a big problem for this hero. Puck definitely deals a very set amount of damage. And so if you have these aura heroes, the early game can be very problematic for Puck. And that's why, honestly, this game, he's really just not doing much. Truly, he's kind of just walking around, poking a little bit, and continuing to farm as he shifts over for a potential top kill, but the guy's already dead. And you do 2-shot waves, so the biggest advantage of Puck as a hero is your ability to insta-kill creep waves. And you always have to remember that. Oh, look how efficient farming these camps is. So efficient. Man, this hero just farms it's so efficient. Ridiculous, honestly. How efficient this hero can be, especially with how safe you can play with orb. As he, throws a casual orb at top wave, TP's mid. Looks like maybe they're going for a fight on the power rune. Can't exactly know. Yule, wow, Yule's on the line. Set up on the ringmaster. That is something. But yeah, just to say it one more time, like as you'll see here at 1930, it makes its way to bottom, and you kind of just want to split push for a long period of time. Once you have Blink Witchblade, you can absolutely fight, and you should fight. You should look for engagements, you should look for pickoffs. This is the timing in which you can solo kill people. When you have max nukes and Witchblade, you can actually absolutely solo kill the majority of supports. As he's going to look to show up here, pretty late to the fight. I don't know, by the time I was going to say, I don't know. Is this really a fight when he shows up this late? Okay, even there, I would say what he's doing is a mistake. I actually think at that point, the fight looks so bad. You kind of wasted Flesh Golem, you wasted Tombstone. Wow, they're going to take a fight anyway. I actually thought maybe he could just continue to push in bottom and continue to scale, but sure, he's going to opt to fight. They're going to go in. The enemy actually looks like they don't have DK form potentially. Oh, big initiation. 3-man coil with the silence. Looking good. I mean, and hey, that's a big part of the hero. Another thing to mention about Puck is one of the biggest things is if your matchups are like decent, you have kind of the luxury of just being a smoke breaker, a high ground invader, whatever you want to call it, right? You can kind of just be the guy who goes in. And this is such value. It just gives Sven the complete freedom to get a perfect jump, right? Stun onto the DK, cleans him up. Super nice coil. And this fight is cooked. So, wow, ends up super working out. I mean, honestly, probably a big mistake from OG to actually commit to the Tormentor there. I guess they thought that OneWin wouldn't try to fight because they didn't have Tombstone or something like that. But good read from OneWin to show up, make it happen. That's definitely huge, as he's going to continue to farm. Level 15 talent, waning rift damage. And you can see this hero, just having damage challenge on both of its nukes is super convenient. Just for, again, kind of killing these supports, because that tends to be your main role in fights, which is poking out supports, taking them out. Okay, gets the illusion rune. And you can throw orbs casually, like very casually, just to push out waves, even if you don't get all the CS initially. it can just be good for the general map state. Oh, he actually uses his illusions to finish it off. That's pretty interesting. Next item, Lincoln's. I would say I've seen a lot of items next. If your matchups are really bad and you're against like Night Stalker and a bunch of other stuff like Shaman, you should buy a BKB. Third item, BKB is very common. If you're 1v9ing and you want to like kill people from full, you buy Parasma. If you want to be a rat on the map, you buy Octarine because it gives you a ton of mana and lower cooldown for your blink and nukes, so you can just farm like a madman. Octarine is the 1v9 build. This game he's going the very safe Lincolns as he's going to commit into the Darkseer. They will kill him off. This Sven is having a monster game. And honestly, his job, I would say largely this game, is actually to enable the Sven. Give vision, give info, silence, coil, so on and so forth. He doesn't have to carry the game yet. Puck scales insanely well, though. Like, early to mid-game, I would say you're more of a control hero. Maybe you can kill backliners. So, a little risky going up on the high ground. Okay, he'll walk it off. Oh, by the way, another thing I forgot to mention about the skill build that is important is he doesn't skill coil until level 16. So please do not skip your E over coil. Put points in the E. It is way, way, way better. The coil just scales bad, frankly. I think that's something that they'll probably nerf next patch. It's like a reasonable Valve nerf that they like doing, where if people like skip things like ultis, they'll just kind of force you to take it by changing the scaling a bit. All right, into the Roche pit they go. Lincoln's almost completed. So they take a bit of a fight there, but the Roche is dead. Again, curveball to farm. Okay, they're getting chased out. No biggie. He'll probably even stick around to orb this, yeah. And you should never, like, when the enemy is pushing, you're one of the best heroes in the game at kind of delaying these pushes. You have to be a little bit careful, but, oh, Batrider extending in pretty far here. And, again, you're so good at killing these sup heroes. So good. This is a full HP Batrider, Parasma hit, orb, love this orb direction, coil, and he'll probably jaunt to it at the end. No, okay, he sees, okay. So you could jaunt to it at the end here because this guy probably is dead, but he sees the DK on the minimap, which players at this level are good enough to recognize their, you know, what threatens them. It's the DK this game. And so he's not going to jaunt out, I have a feeling. Yeah, he can stay in this fight. Good awareness to stick, don't orb away. No need. Gonna chase forward. No coil. I mean, this is a little weird. Maybe if the Sven finds a good angle, he'll go into the NP and... Okay, actually not casting his nukes on puck. I was going to say, what exactly is he waiting for? Maybe he was afraid of the box coming out? I don't exactly know. Maybe he thought the NP still had B. Did NP just still have BK? Oh, he did. Oh. Alright. Sure. I don't know. Next up, he actually queues up his shard. I've heard that people think it's very, very good. Basically, you deal a little bit of damage with your E. When you click phase shift, it shoots out an auto attack. It's just more damage. Basically, you could see when he went on the Batrider there, he barely couldn't kill the guy. And so I think a lot of puck players kind of just view this as a little bit more damage. You know, that extra just tad bit of damage to finish off targets. I think it's fine. It's definitely fine. I mean, it's certainly not bad. However, I am a big fan at this point going for Parasma into Octarine. I think the natural progression of items on this hero is those two. The Parasma is just basically all the damage you need on this hero to kill off sups and poke out heroes, poke out cores, like force their BKB, stuff like that. And then Octarine lowers the cooldown of literally everything. Parasma, Lincoln's, Blink, all of your abilities. Like, I mean, this is just an Octarine hero. Of course, you know, I would say it's almost obvious to some extent. You don't have to buy it. There are definitely puck builds that don't include it. I just am a big fan. And now, you want to make sure you're constantly clearing waves in between fights. It doesn't mean you're split pushing for the entirety of the game. It just means in between engagements, you should be pushing in waves like a madman. And if your matchups are good, if you're against nothing that can really control you, he's actually going to go for a kill on Ringmaster here. Now, one thing I do want to note, guys, honestly, the lower rank you go, the easier it is to kill people, because they just will typically not have the best defensive items, but like, players at this level will take like, you know, they're going to buy a Solar Crest, they're going to have a Wand, they're going to have Essence Ring. I'm not saying that never happens in your games. I'm just saying it's less common. But he'll chase him down eventually. On your second round of spells, you'll basically kill any support. It's very uncommon that you can't kill them in 2 rounds of spells. He'll TV top here, probably just going to go look to poke the Darkseer. I mean, you're not very good against BKB heroes, so not much of a reason to go on him unless, you know, you're going to be the breaking point on this guy BKB TPing out, but probably not. Yeah, gets back to the mid-wave instantly. Love that. Actually looking to siege high ground. I personally would like to see him go bottom here and just continue to fix the waves. Like, go bottom, come back mid, kill the mid-wave, farm these neutral camps. Like, I think in between fights, you should just be a hyper-efficient hero. You can obviously continue to look for kills, so I like that he's dealing with the Helm Dom there, gets 100 gold. Super nice. Wouldn't even mind. Okay, he's going to connect back mid. His team probably wants to fight. So Squad X here is definitely prioritizing just kind of connecting to his team, being more of a team player. I think it's fine. It just depends on the vibe of your team, what they're doing, where they are. If your team is pushing up near towers, you should probably do the same thing, right? Just make sure you're in the area, ready to take fights, because team fights determine Dota games, right? They are the biggest net worth swing events in the game, besides Torment. I mean, even close to Tormentor, maybe higher than Tormentor. If it's a late game, certainly higher than Tormentor. By the way, for level 20, you'll generally take Waning Rift cooldown, just more silences. At 25, typically it is the Dream Coil Pierces debuff immunity, just a little bit too good in the late game. You usually can get like Ag's Refresher, and having 2 of these Ag's BKB piercing coils is just kind of like nuts. Just super, super nuts. Oh, nice catch. Yeah, so in between fights, you can hit a lot of neutrals. Waning Rift cooldown, as mentioned. You can hit a lot of neutrals, but prioritize the waves again. Just repeating that because it's super common as they find a nice kill into the Ringmaster. And yeah, Puck is probably the biggest map terrorist in the game. Outside of like basic unit heroes that come close, like or Naga and Lycan, stuff like that. So really make sure you're pushing your limits. Think about who can kill you, and if they're showing, or if you think they just are alone and can't kill you alone, then you should be aggressively keeping the waves out and putting map pressure. Right? And that is this hero's biggest strength. It's its map play is excellent. Its ability to just clear deep waves, force a lot of pressure on the enemy, and then still be able to connect to basically every fight due to its high mobility is super important. Now we'll see in this team fight here. By the way, I love that he has a gem. It's just kind of a nice item on Puck. This hero, as is hard to kill, so you can really deward a lot. My mid laner asks me for gem a lot when he's playing Puck, and I definitely love buying it for him. But yeah, going on to the backline, this hero, again, a backline slaughterer, as we see here. Didn't even have to use the coil. Did actually use the phase shift to finish him off. And of course, this was with the DD sum. This is a bit fake. You would generally have to coil to solo kill a support. Or you'll have to wait for your second round of spells. Plasma does slow, so it is quite practical to just wait for your second round of spells to finish off a lot of targets. But yeah, they're going to take out this Darkseer. Definitely wasn't needed. Immediately to the waves. Love that after the wave, he gates bottom. Now he's going to deal with this wave. Could maybe chase the Prophet. Okay, I mean, honestly, oh, nice play from the Power Rider. Just be in position. But at this point of the game, even though he's caught, he's kind of not dead. And sends the Curveball out. Kind of an aggressive... Okay, I don't think he had to die there. Ugh. Good play from Power Rider. I'll keep it a stack. That was a good, because he could easily have killed the NP there, or at least minimum forced out the BKB. And some mega throws from one win. Yeah, I don't think he had to die. I feel like he misexecuted, but that was super good from the Bat Rider. Honestly, like super good. So he's actually queuing up a Shiva's next, which I don't mind. I mean, it's not my favorite item on Puck, and I don't recommend it in most games, but he's clearly identifying that the NP and the DK are the biggest problems, or at least threats to him. And so I can totally get it. It's not a bad Puck item. It, amps your magic damage. It does give you a little bit of extra burst, again, to kill off sups. And it's super good at initiating, canceling blinks, reducing regen, it's super practical. So it's not a bad item. I definitely think Shiva situationally is super good on Puck. It's just not the fun 1v9 item, which is just Octarine Ags. Love that build. Especially the Octarine. It's just fun. It's just fun, man. I don't know what to say. It's just fun. Okay, fight breaks out. Ooh, double lasso. This Bat Rider's cooking. Is he dead? Oof. Is there a nullifier, or did Pugner just not decrep? There's a nullifier. All right. Wow. Super. This Bat Rider is cooking it up. Now, this sequence coming up here is why I didn't love the fact that they picked Ringmaster into Puck. To be fair, there's a lot of subs that struggle against Puck. It's just kind of a Puck thing. However, he gets gone on here, goes on the Ringmaster, drops a double coil. Look at this damage. Pfft. So much burst in the late game. Isn't able to kill him off again. Ringmaster having lotuses, neutral items, stuff like that. But yeah, puts himself in a box in fear of dying. But unfortunately, after another lotus, so a lot of healing, it's still enough damage. And yeah, that's just what Puck does. He just takes out these subs, and it's so important to threaten these types of heroes in team fights. It just has astronomical impact. It's usually very, very high impact to kill off a sub early on into a fight. And for most heroes, it's a complete sacrifice of their positioning if they try to do it. But for Puck, it tends not to be a problem. Again, depending on your matchups, depending on the state of the game. But okay, level 25. Dream Coil pierces spell immunity. Try to continue to get runes throughout the game. Things like Arcane Rune, DD, are just, I mean, those are the main two. If you get Arcane Rune or DD on Puck, this hero just becomes a complete nightmare to play against. It's almost impossible with Arcane, like, to kill this hero. Arcane Octarine Puck is like something from another dimension. Okay, fight breaks out very, very shortly. He's got his axe. Almost here. Almost on the courier. They're just waiting for Roche. Is he actually... Okay, he's actually deciding to continue to farm. Is he going to buy out the axe? I feel like it's pretty risky late game. Okay, fight breaks out. Tusk got initiated upon. And you'll notice how he executes this. This is pretty interesting, pretty important. But again, previously, if Puck didn't throw his orb backwards, it would actually be very hard to disengage. But nowadays, you just have the luxury to like throw the orb like this. And it's so fast that you can throw it into them and it will still be out by the time the phase shift ends. So you kind of get the best of both worlds as, yeah, pokes out the DK. And he's just probably in a pretty terrible position. Orb forward. Wouldn't be surprised at this point if he just focuses the NP. It's a pretty big kill. He's got no BKB. It's going to be close, actually. Gets the orb out. Getting a little low just from kind of random damage sources. Poked pretty hard here. Eventually, they'll make their way into the dark sphere. Wow, buyback from the NP. Nice to crap. He actually might be fine because of it. It will be close. He is. He has to try to blink out. Yeah, it's pretty crazy that you can just blink out of almost anything. Oh, wow, that is is he dead? John? Oh my god, phase shift. What a hero. Oh my god, I hate Puck. Oh, I hate you, Puck. You know how many times I lived situations like that? Ugh, I hate Puck. Literally the worst hero in the game. I don't know. I hope this hero falls out of meta, but the reality is, guys, until it does, if you get good at using Curveball, if you understand this hero's timings, it is probably the best mid hero in the game right now. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.